I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency, Petauke district, and I'm a member of this committee. You're most welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Witness, my name is Christopher Shakafuswa, Member of Parliament for Mandevu constituency in Lusaka district. I'm Vice Chair of the committee. I'm privileged to chair the session. I now invite you to present your memorandum.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to submit a memorandum on the report of the Auditor General, paragraph 78, on audit of the accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. Appearing on paragraph 78, appendix 1, 2, 16, 28, and 29. Okay, Chair, budget, income and expenditure. On the variances on the table, I don't know if I go item by item. Of course, the response to the other page.
Go to the cause of the query.
Thank you, Chair.
Action taken, and you read the remedial measures.
Thank you, Chair, for that guidance. Local taxes, cause of query, over collection. This is a positive variance. Management wishes to report that local taxes comprises of personal levies, and that the over collection was as a result of personal levy collected from Ministry of Health for the 79 new employees deployed during the year. The local authority will continue to make follow-ups on new employees in the district and ensure that an updated database in respect of personal levy due for collection. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to make follow-ups on new employees in the district and ensure that updated database in respect of personal levy due for collection. Fees and charges, cause of query, under collection. This is a negative variance. Management action taken. Management wishes to report that income was expected from land charges from alienation of Jimbe plots. However, the plots were not sold in that plan for the said land was not approved during the period under consideration. The local authority engaged the provincial planning authority to submit a status report on the planning for Jimbe plots in readiness for re-advertisement to the public. The provincial planning authority has since submitted that the plan was concluded and approved, awaiting for final presentation to the council. See appendix 1. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that going forward, the local authority will only budget after all the due diligence has been conducted to ensure smooth orientation of land in the district. Further, the local authority has since downscaled on the projection for the year 2025 in respect of land fees and charges until the matter is concluded with the provincial planning authority. See appendix 2. Licenses, cause of query, over collection. This is a positive variance. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to collect all revenues due to the council in line with the Local Government Act number 2 of 2019. Further, the over-collection was due to the enhanced business activities in the district following the successful disbursement of grants under Constituent Development Fund. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to collect all revenue due to the council in line with the Local Government Act number 2 of 2019. Levies, cause of query, under collection, negative variance. Management wishes...
Witness, we are being followed live on radio and TV. For us, we have the figures. So where you over-collect, I think your people in your district, they want to know the actual figures that you over-collected or under-collected. So you must mention the figures.
Thank you, Chair, for the guidance.
Yeah.
Okay, cause of query, under collection of 98,796. kwacha. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the largest component under this allocation was expected from the pineapples and honey levies, which are seasonal, and the peak period spans from November to March. Collection of these levies was affected due to a reduction in the trade necessitated by the bad state of feeder roads and the T5 international road linking the district to market areas. The local authority has commenced working on feeder roads to address the challenges and has since collected the 77,290 for honey levy, which was not collected during the period under review. See Appendix 3. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority has planned to work on strategic feeder roads linking farmers to the T5 international road, which further links the district to market for the pineapples and honey. Premise, cause of query, and a collection of 27,255 kwacha. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the major component of the permits was expected from the issuance of fire certificates. However, during the period under review, the fire unit was not established in that the local authority did not receive any fire officers. The local authority has since budgeted to establish a fire unit and has further downscaled on the projection for the year 2025 till the unit is fully established. Refer to Appendix 4. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority has adequate provision in respect of resources, to ensure that enhanced sensitization of all community in the district, which will result in enhanced compliance. Other receipts, 5,000. Cause of query and a collection of 5,000. Action taken. The Council wishes to report that the allocation was meant to cover contribution from various stakeholders for support towards the national events such as Global Hand Wash Day and other unforeseen contribution. However, during the period under review, all receipts were identified and posted to respective budget lines. Remedial. The Council wishes to report that the future budget projection will be based on commitments made in writing as compared to making provision without any written commitments. Local Government Equalization Fund, cause of query, and the receipt of 45,956 due to the deduction that were done at source. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has been engaged to provide information for deduction that were done at source timely. Remedial measure. Management wishes to report that the local authority engaged the ministry to ensure that a schedule of expected deduction at source is sent to local authority in time before the grant is receipted. Other grants, 100,000. Cause of query, non-receipt of grants in lieu of rates, 100,000. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has been engaged to consider funding the local authority the grant in lieu of rates. See Appendix 5. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will from time to time be engaging the Ministry to ensure that these grants are received in time. Thank you, Chair. With your guidance, annual performance of the Council has the same queries as the first part. So with your guidance, I don't know whether I should go through this.
You can go to the next query.
The next page. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. The next query is failure to achieve budget performance outputs targets.
On page 9.
Cause of query, failure to achieve budget performance output targets. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the local authority did not manage to achieve all the set targets due to resource constraint. However, some of the targets in the question have since been achieved. See Appendix 6. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that local authority to endeavor to achieve set targets within the budget period. Compliance, okay, absent with leave. Irregular payment of salaries, 194,164. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the Local Government Service Commission was engaged to seek guidance on the case of the officer. However, the response was not received, but the officer was later retired, and the local authority resolved to recover the salary paid irregularly from the terminal benefits due to the officer. See Appendix 7. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to pay salaries in accordance with the approved terms and conditions of service. Okay. Cause of a query: failure to undertake planned activities. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the funds were borrowed to meet an inescapable financial obligation with a view to pay back once the financial situation improves from offloading of plots and from commercial ventures. Further, management came up with a reimbursement plan and has since reimbursed fund totaling to 342,143, leaving a balance of 277,857. See Appendix 8. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will be implementing planned activities within the respective budget period. Cross-cutting issues. Appendix 1. Audit opinion. Cause of query. Unqualified audit opinion. Action taken and remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to prepare financial statements according to the cash basis International Public Sector Accounting Standards, IPSAS. Appendix 2, budget funding and expenditure. Cause of query: budget variance of 1,916,870 kwacha and an unspent funds of 4,762,613 kwacha. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the local authority has since collected 77,219 in respect of uncollected levies and has since made realistic projection for the land fees and charges in the year 2025. Further, management wishes to report that the unspent funds are funds that were received in the last week of December and have since been spent. See Appendix 9. Remedial measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority will continue to make realistic projection when preparing the budgets and will ensure funds are spent within the given period. Appendix 16, failure to fill vacant positions. Cause of query: failure to fill vacant position. Management wishes to report that the vacancy report was submitted to the Local Government Service Commission for consideration, and the vacancies have since been filled. Appendix C. Remedial measures: the local authority will continue submitting vacancy reports, staff returns quarterly to the Local Government Service Commission for further action. Appendix 28, failure to settle statutory obligations. Cause of query: failure to settle statutory and other obligation, 8,626,460. Management wishes to report that the local authority is up to date with the payment of arising statutory obligation as they fall due, and has made payment to NAPSA for prior year arrears totaling to 94,060 kwacha 15 ingwe. Further, management wishes to report that the local authority has applied for a waiver of NAPSA penalty amounting to 2,436,790 ingwe and is awaiting approval. See Appendix 11. Major measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority has entered into a time to pay agreement with NAPSA to ensure the outstanding obligations are cleared as funds are mobilized. Appendix 29. Failure to settle staff obligation. Ikelenga Town Council 402,297 kwacha. Cause of query, failure to settle staff obligation. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the local authority has since settled 53,875 in respect of staff obligation, remaining with a balance of 348,422, which will be liquidated gradually as funds are mobilized. See Appendix 12. Major measures. Management wishes to report that the local authority has engaged into some commercial ventures such as block making business, lease of property, so as to broaden the revenue base and provide for smooth settling of staff obligation as they fall due. See Appendix 13. I submit, Chair.
Thank you so much. I now wish to invite points of clarification. Honorable Member for Wasakile, Honorable Kalo Usakile.
Thank you very much, Chair. May I draw the committee to page 10. On the query, irregular payment of salary amounting to 191,164,000 kwacha. On the action taken, the council has submitted that management wished to report that the Local Government Service Commission was engaged to seek guidance on the case of the officer. However, the response was not received, but the officer was later retired, and the local authority resolved to recover the salary paid irregularly from the terminal benefits due to the officer. And the evidence is on Appendix 7. May we go to Appendix 7? Chair, when I peruse through this evidence, it doesn't show that truly the council recovered this money. What I'm seeing here, one, is a letter from the local authority to the said officer indicating that they intended to deduct this fund, and after this letter there is no correspondence from the named officer whether he acknowledged that indeed there were those irregular payments. Then they have further shown us a document for the computation of the terminal benefits of the said officer, and they've indicated this is just a document to them. They start computing in the office. They did stamp approve themselves, even indicating the deduction of 191,640. Then another document, a confidential document from the parent ministry, if I'm not mistaken, yes, was yes, or from the Local Government Service Commission to the said officer, indicating one, that this officer was retired, and the second one, which is a B, indicating that he was reappointed. Then another document, also a confidential document written on 20 June 2024, a letter, there's no logo there, but I believe it's from the local authority to the ministry seeking, or ministry, or to the service commission, seeking guidance on the said officer. Yes, from the council, seeking guidance from the said officer. This is the only evidence, Chair. So, and and there are no responses from all ends showing acknowledgement. So, CS and your team, we want evidence to indicate that truly these funds were deducted. It be in the form of a voucher or in form of a bank statement which was released to this individual, and what response did he give after, because the 191,000 kwacha is not a small amount. When you write to someone, even yourself, if you retire, then you are written to that they will deduct 190. This is quite a substantial figure. You can't sit without any response or any acknowledgement. Then let me also draw the second one to page 11. Query failure to undertake planned activities. On the action taken, you have indicated that management wishes to report that funds were borrowed to meet inescapable financial obligations with a view of paying back once the financial situation improves from offloading of plots and from commercial ventures. Further, management came up with a reimbursement plan and has since reimbursed the funds totaling to 342,143, leaving a balance of 277,857. And you have drawn the committee to Appendix 8 as where your evidence is. So can we go to Appendix 8? Appendix 8, I can see, is this a bank statement indicating how you have been paying?
Yes, Honorable.
Yes. My question here is, because you have indicated that you have come up with a repayment plan. I can't see a repayment plan here. And when do we intend? There is no period even stated here. When do we intend to pay back the balance? And where is the repayment plan indicated here? So that as we do the report, that document will help us. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. You want to add on the two? Go ahead, please.
Thank you very much, Chair. My question is on this person who was absent, and Chair, from the letter, it indicates that what is Appendix 7. It indicates that Mr. Emmanuel Chilombo was absent for 8 months. I wanted to know what could have led this person to go AWO for 8 months. And is there anything that the local authority did in terms of action of his absence? Because this letter is only talking about recovery of the salary as a result of his absence. But what did we do for his absence? Any punishment that was meted against him? Thank you, Chair.
Understand? Yes, please add. I hope we are taking notes, witness. Yes, sir.
I just want to add on queries that need explanation on page 10. The failure to undertake planned activities, in addition to what Honorable Pavuma has already said. My question is, you reimbursed 192,143 on 6 February 2024, and on 9th September you reimbursed 150,000 kwacha, total coming to 344,000 kwacha. Of course, we just believe that this is a bank statement, but to me it is like it's just a document written in Word, Microsoft Word. My question is, you reimbursed 192 in February, and September you reimbursed 115. Did you implement the projects as listed in table 2? Because by that time you had reimbursed the money for the planned activities and you had enough coverage to implement project from 344. You would implement project number 2 plus number 3, or you would implement project number 1, whichever is of your choice. Also, from the planned projects, in order to answer the query holistically, where it states that management of local government equalization fund of 20% capital projects, you stated that you planned to implement 7 projects and 4 were implemented, leaving 3. Which of those 4 projects are there, and what is the status? From the amount of money that was reserved, planned for these 7 projects, there is a balance of 685,753. What I mean is you received 10,154,044 as local government equalization. So 20% of that should come to 2 million kwacha. Where did you spend the 685,000 kwacha, which is a balance off from the 20% that you received? Thank you.
Thank you so much. We can go with those 2 queries for now, but the questions should be taken as they have come. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I will start with Honorable Pavima's question, where he's seeking to find out it's just document and it's not showing acknowledgement. Yes, Chair, I must say that what it is we've not paid, the actual payment has not been done, or deduction has not been yet done. It's just a plan that we've indicated and communicated. This officer was retired, should be in September last year by the Local Government Service Commission, and we've just indicated to him, we've just written to him that we are deducting so much money due to this as the reason that we've put in the letter. It's just a plan that we've done. On him acknowledging, Chair, yes, we've communicated, but for him to write back, because he's retired, he should be in his hometown in Luansha. He hasn't been able to. We've reminded and called him, but he hasn't been able to write back to us to acknowledge that yes, he agrees to that deduction that we've proposed on that plan. Otherwise, Chair, we've not made any payment. I submit.
Please answer all the questions.
Okay, thank you. Then the other one is, then there was one that I was talking about, the punishment to the officer.
Yes.
The same officer. That's why we wrote to the Local Government Service Commission. The officer we are talking about here in question is a former CS. So I think everyone else at the office was a junior officer who could not, of course, punish apart from the Local Government Service Commission, and that's the more reason why we had to engage Local Government Service Commission to take up that responsibility probably.
Yes, Honorable Sengombe.
Chair, thank you very much. The CS is saying that it's a former CS. Is he insinuating that where he's seated there, and if he is absent for 8 months, no officer would bring his absence, or no officer will bring his absence to an office, 8 months is not a short time, yes, it's a long time. Someone is not working for 8 months, then how did the office operate for 8 months, and how did we allow him to continue receiving his salaries? So the thrust of the question is he saying that in the absence of the CS for 8 months, no one managed to bring this to the attention of the higher authorities?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Chair. Thank you. No, we, of course, the Local Government Service Commission was made aware of this because apparently the officer had gone on leave, and the time he was supposed to have reported back, he didn't report, and that communication was done to Local Government Service Commission, and they had even later they had appointed someone to act that period from that period. Yeah, I submit, Chair.
You wrote for guidance from the Local Government Service Commission. What was their response as regards this matter?
Chair, the only, I would say, probably the response that we got was just the follow-up, or the follow-up action that we saw was retirement of the officer. But in regards to the guidance that we sought, we didn't receive any response, direct response.
Yes, because I've been trying to study the response from the commission, where you are saying he was absent. They've actually reappointed him, but they've neglected to talk about the guidance that you were seeking. Perhaps this is a matter we can engage the Local Government Service Commission. We can go to the next question. No, that's the one we are going to, by Honorable Member for Kaumbwe. Yes, yes.
Yes, Chair. On the payment plan for paying back the remaining 277, I think that was another question from Honorable Pavuma.
Yes.
Chair, I must mention that the plan is not part of the appendices, but if you can allow us, we can provide that. But what we've done is we've started paying back, but we had not drawn up like when we will start and when we'll be able to do that. We are counting on when we have resources. Of course, we've put up a few commercial ventures here, or just one commercial ventures, to ensure that maybe our resource envelope can be able to pay back. But we've not put a time frame to that. We've just paid back something, and yet to pay back the balances as and when we have the resources, which we are trying to work hard that we pay back. But maybe with your permission, with Secretariat, maybe we can try to project when we can pay this one back.
You can try to project. Yes, Honorable Pavuma.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, in responding to my question, CSE has indicated that the repayment plan is not part of the appendices. Again, this is a committee of facts. It's yourself who has brought the payment plan. And after stating that you have a repayment plan, you have paid 342, 143, leaving a balance of 277,857, and you have referred us to Appendix 8 as where your evidence to support your statement is. This evidence you have referred to, when we look at it, we expect it to support your statement. My question came because I've not seen your evidence. Your evidence is not in support. There's no repayment plan. So I'm not speaking from the blues. I've drawn my question from what you have submitted to this committee. So we will not push you. Is it your wish that this is statement indicating that you have a repayment plan should be withdrawn? Chair, I thank you.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Chair, I think I'm withdrawing that one. That is indicating that there is a payment plan that we have drawn. I withdraw, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you so much. From the table 4 on page 10, Honorable Member for Kaumbwe was asking, what have you implemented with the monies that you paid back from these projects? And what are the other projects that you implemented?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we've paid back some monies. We've not yet undertaken any of these projects that we had planned and that we had not undertaken in 2023. But if you go to, I think the budget for this year, the market shelter, we've taken it back, of course, that to be implemented this year. We are yet to implement it. We've not implemented any from the said recovered funds. Sure.
What about the one that you did not borrow? What projects did you implement from the same 20% capital fund?
Thank you, Chair. So from the capital funds, we had projects like completion of the butchery, rehabilitation of the council offices, procurement of furniture, and procurement of block making machine.
Do you have that information in the report, so that we follow you nicely?
Chair, we don't have that part. We concentrated on just talking about the balance that was not paid as per query, so we didn't concentrate on the other part of the activities that were undertaken. So.
Yes, Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. It's just a follow-up for my question, which the CS just said that the 344,000, though it was reimbursed to the capital projects, you haven't implemented any of the planned projects in 2023. Am I right?
You're right, Honorable.
So, the planning of 2023, for example, project number 1, construction of a market shelter in Luekela ward, you planned to spend 300,000 kwacha, and you have the money now. Does it mean that the planning of 300,000 kwacha was total completion, total construction, or it was phase construction? And you are holding that money that is meant for this project, wanting to implement the project in 2025, you want to revise the budget, and if you revise the budget, do you understand that is that cost escalation? The money, the 344 that you recovered, in order to implement this project, will not be worth that much in 2025. So, what was the use of having this plan to this budget?
Additional, Honorable Kalobo.
Yeah. I have a simple question to Ikelenge Town Council. Having confirmed yourself that implementation of the planned activities is being affected by the misapplication of funds that you are intentionally doing, when do you intend to put an end to this misapplication of funds through borrowing, so that all planned activities are implemented, Chair?
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable. I think, Honorable, we've put an end to the borrowing after government, I think, has now allowed us to use the 20% equalization fund, not only restricted to capital component. I think this has really helped local authorities like ours that is struggling financially. So, Honorable, to answer you, we've really put an end to this. I think with the little 20% that is coming on board now, we are able to carry out our activities. Thank you, Chair. I submit.
You are able to pay yourselves without providing service delivery, in short.
Come on, I didn't get you, Chair.
Because the 20% cap was repealed, you now can pay yourselves salaries without providing services to the people of Ikelengi, because this 20% was capped for you to enable the council undertake the activities to which they exist, that is service delivery, apart from paying yourselves salaries.
Chair, I might say that we I think assisted with the CDA, coming of the CDF. So what is happening is that service delivery is there. We've been upscaled on service delivery because of the CDF, and we are being helped in that regard. Not only that, it's not that the 20% is all in totality is going for personal emoluments. No, we are also able to embark on, of course, some capital projects from the same.
We shall see. You charge fees and other levies to your residents.
Yes, Chair.
And 5% is supposed to be reserved for what development in all the areas in your district. And because you were not doing this, government had to help you with the equalization fund and capped only 20%, but you were still getting this to pay yourself salaries. My emphasis is, even as we have repealed the 20% equalization fund, we expect that councils must provide services from the monies that internally generate, apart from CDF. You cannot say that service delivery now moves to CDF. No, that is another component. You have all these pieces of legislation, circulars that allow you also to provide services as a council. There was a question from Honorable Member for Kaumbwe. Can you attend to it?
The question had to do with the cost, escalating costs, if we will be able to complete the project. I think that was the question.
Yes, the original plan, as on table 4, you planned to implement these projects at these costs. The construction of, for example, the construction of a play park, you had planned to spend 120,000 kwacha. I don't know what scope of work it was going to cover, and the rest of the projects are detailed in terms of expenditure. You decided to borrow the 620 to use it for other purposes. Then you reimbursed back almost close to half, 60% of the amount, and you have decided to suspend the implementation of these projects, wanting to implement them in 2025. So what was the motive of planning to implement these projects in 2023 and even listing the costing that it was taking per project? Because now that you have postponed the construction, that 344 that you already have in your account is not going to give the same value in 2025 had you implemented the project in 2023.
Yes, witness.
Yes, Chair, thank you. It truly is. The value may have changed, but we still want to undertake the same project and see where it gets us to. But we still believe that with the 300 we are able to construct a market short. I think it's enough for that undertaking. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, Honorable.
Sorry, so now you're testifying that 300,000 is enough to construct a market shelter. Why postpone the construction to 2025 when you already reimbursed the funds in your account in 2024 February?
Yes, Chair. Of course, yes, it's regrettable that we didn't commence this construction in 2024, even 2023, because this reimbursement is taking place in 2024. So that's why it's unfortunate that we are not able to start the process, but I'm assuring the House that 2025, these projects that we have funds rebased will be done, especially market shelter.
At the same cost?
We, Chair, for now, we would not want to add something. We would want to start. If should we fail to complete, probably as management will come up with another way of how we're going to source for resources to add up to the
Honorable
project.
Member for Miteta.
The chair is helping and the committee is helping. You plan to take a project at the cost of 300 kwacha 2023. Then you have 2024 and this is 2025. Then you are still not able to say the cost shall have to change. What was the price for cement 1 by 50 kg 2023? What is the cost of the same 1 by 50 kg of pocket of cement 2025? That question that came from the chair was just to help you, and I've tried also to help, but we'll take your word. Are you able to do a market shelter at 300,000 kwacha in 2025?
Thank you, Honorable. I may say that we may need additional funds. Thank you.
So where will the additional funds come from? After now the suspension or the relief of the 20% given to administration?
Honorable, thank you for that. What we'll do is the 20%, of course, initially that was going for capital projects, has not been it has not been like given a specific usage for now. So because of the same, we are hoping that even from what we receive, we'll try to see how best we can, because now this is just all 20%, and together with whatever we receive goes to operation and so we'll see how we can maneuver with management and see how we can save something to top up on this one, on this project.
The chair. What of the other two projects? There are 3 here on this table.
Yes, Honorable. There are 3. We're just talking of the first one, of course. Then we are yet to reimburse the 277 that we've not yet done, but we've embarked on commercial ventures. As I've shown there, we have a small project, though helping us, a block making machine. So we are hopeful that if at all everything goes well, like it's showing signs of lucrativeness, then we should be able to pay back even this part. Thank you.
Honorable Bavuma.
Thank you very much, Chair. I want to find out from Ikerenge, CS from Ikerenge and your team. Postponing a project when you have funds in the account to 2025, when you know that the price will be more, you spend more. What business sense does it make for Ikerenge Town Council? So maybe we learn from there. Because here now, my speculation, Chair, is that these funds which were paid back, because I will not say they didn't pay back, because I've seen a bank statement of that, but I'm now speculating that these funds again are borrowed. There is no funds in the account, because we don't have the current statement indicating the balances, but I've seen the deposits on the other statement. What business sense does it make? For obviously, for you to have sat as management to say we postponed, there should have been some business sense that you looked at. So as a committee, can we learn what business sense is there for Ikerenge Town Council?
Yes, Honorable. There is we will not postpone. There is no business sense of actually that comes out of this. We just regret that we've delayed in implementing the project.
On your appendix, you paid back 192 in February 2024, according to the evidence that you've provided. On table 10, on page 10, you have a project number 3, construction of a sports center, costing 200,000 kwacha. Construction of a play park, costing 120. Why didn't you implement one of these projects from February 2024? We would like to learn. Yes.
Yes, Chair. Like I mentioned, I think on this one, we just regret that we didn't implement the project. Especially that we had the 120 and the money that came in February was enough to start this project, especially the play
In
park.
September you posted another 150. The cost of goods and services will not cost the same in 2023 and 2025. Who is supposed now to top up the monies of the extra costs that these projects will cost? Is it you and your management? Or you get from CDF? Yes.
Yes, Chair. I think it's myself and the team will see how best where we can source these funds to complete this.
From your pockets?
Not from our pockets, of
From
course.
where?
From our commercial ventures that we've started, a block making venture.
From the people's money, when you could have simply implemented the projects at a lower cost. Honorable Member for Kaumbu.
Thank you, Chair. Now that the Act on Local Government Equalization Fund of 20% has been repealed, that 20% you can use it for salaries and other ventures, and that you had 620,000 kwacha in 2023 under capital expenditure of using the 20% local government equalization. Are you saying that since you've been keeping these monies, do you want to use the new law now to utilize these monies on personal emoluments or and other stuff?
Thank you, Honorable. No, the law then stated that we needed to use this for capital projects. The repealing, of course, came after, so we will not go that direction. But for these, were approved under that law. So we have no option. We just have to undertake this, Chair. Thank you.
Where is your procurement officer?
Sorry, Chair. The procurement officer is not feeling too well, Chair, for the time of coming.
You left them because they were going to tell us the truth, why you did not procure these projects.
No, Chair. We have two. The other one is on leave. Then the one that we banked on coming with is the one who fell ill. This is malaria.
Yes, Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
Thank you, Chair. We go to page 12 of your submission. Through you, Chair, the query is based on the unspent funds of 4,762,613 and also the variance of 1,916,870 pertaining to local generated resources. In the action taken, Council has said that they have since spent all the monies and the evidence is on in appendix number 9. So if we go to appendix 9, appendix 9, I'm looking forward to see the unspent money, 4 million, being demolished into how the money has been spent. But the council just decided to send the DF to the bank, get a bank statement or an account statement of the date is not even very clear. On that particular date that the bank statement was issued, the balance was 4,438,903. Amongst the projects, I see construction of Mwinilamba Palace, 964,529 kwacha. Questions I have or what I seek clarification is how does this bank statement help to explain the expenditure of the unspent funds of 4,762,613. The second one is even though I take it to say it showed that you spent money on the construction of a palace. Is this construction of a palace not being funded under CDF? Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, Chair. Yes, the bank, at the close of the year, it was showing that balance. The money came in the last week of 2023 in December, and of course the other formalities and spending the money was done in 2024. So the money that was sent to us was meant to be paid to a company to take power to the border area, and should be land development. The land development fund. This money came from the Ministry of Lands, so they came in December, but the spending of the money was done in 2024, January to February. There, if you check the statement, it's showing the money being spent.
We have seen the statement, and the honorable member is asking you, what else did you spend the money on? You have just shown for two, that one and the company that is taking power. There is also a further question. You are showing us the payment for the construction of a palace. Is this coming from CDF or internally generated fund under operations or through grants?
Yes, Chair. Excuse me. For construction of the palace, the funds are not coming from. Of course, we received resources from the ministry, specifically stating that the money is meant for palaces. There was money that was sent for this.
What else did you spend the money on? So you are saying this is not from CDF. You can ask Director Finance to help you.
Okay, maybe Director.
Thank you so much, Chair. The construction of the palace was supported by central government. It's not coming from CDF. And these are funds that were received at the end of the year. So we received some funding by 30th December. Then implementation was done in the year 2024 as indicated. So the major balance there, Chair, is coming from two fundings that we received. One for land development fund, which was to take power to an area called Mavunda, which is going towards the border Zambia, Congo. So the payments were done in the year 2024. Of course, it also included the expenditure towards the environmental project brief, which was also paid. Thank you so much, Chair.
The evidence for this payment voucher that you have given us for taking power to Mavunda, where is the bank statement showing this transfer? The voucher is not fully acquitted. There is no acknowledgement of a receipt of funds, hence my question. How is the committee going to believe that you paid this money and that it's not sitting in your account?
Thank you so much, Chair, for that question. I think from our appendix there was a bit of an omission. I have a statement that fully and clearly shows the amount that was paid to Zangamina. With your permission, Chair, through the principal officer, we can make a submission for the statement.
You circulate it. Yes, Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
You indicated that you received funding from Land Development Fund, right? Land Development Fund. How much did you receive? Also from central government, how much did you receive for the construction of the palace?
Additional.
So this will lead me to another question. If I know the amount that you received from Land Development Fund as well as the central government for construction of the palace and the electricity connection at some place.
Yes, are you able to respond to that?
With permission, Chair, my Director of Finance can give...
Director of Finance?
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chair. So the statement that we are just circulating indicates that on 22nd December 2023, we received a 2.4 million. That was for land development in line with the taking of power to the border area that we have just mentioned. Then on 30th December 2023, we received a 2 million, which is for as a part payment towards construction of the palace that we have just mentioned. Thank you.
Honorable Member for Kaumbwe.
So when I add the two, it's coming to 4.4 million kwacha. And the construction of the palace is only at you only paid 964,000 out of 2.4 million. So you still have the funds dedicated for the palace. And what is the construction status since 2023? And is these monies part of the grant indication on page 1 of your submission? Because your grants in page 1 of your submission shows that you received the other grants of 4.77 million kwacha. So the two grants added together is 4.4 million kwacha. Or are you confirming that the entry here on other grants is from Land Development Fund and the central government meant for the Chief's Palace construction?
Yes.
Yes, Chair. The funds, said funds that are being reflecting on our statements here, yes, are meant for the said. That was under development and for the Chief Palace. Those are the funds that we received. Thank you.
You received 2 million towards the construction of the Chief's Palace. The statement provided here shows that you have only paid 964,000. Is that correct?
Collect share, yes, that's correct.
On the other hand, in your report, you are saying that you have since spent the 4.7 million unspent funds. How do you reconcile the two?
We have a back. Thank you, Chair. The true statement is that we still have a balance because the project is ongoing. Of course, funds are just committed. Of course, the 3 point something has actually been spent. We still have a balance to be paid towards the palace.
Can you read your action taken on page 12?
Management wishes to report that the local authority has since collected 290,000 in respect of uncollected levies and has made realistic projection for land fees and charges in the year 2025. Further, management wishes to report that the unspent funds are funds that were received in the last week of December and have since been spent. Chair, I wish to withdraw this last part that all funds has been spent on this one. We have a balance under the Chief's Palace. But for land development, the 2.4 has been spent.
The land development, if we go to the evidence as adduced as well, you've only paid, and showed us that you paid 1.850.
2.4 was paid.
The voucher shows that you paid, maybe you can read for us.
Yes, Chair.
Appendix 9.
Appendix. I wanted to read the one that you had authorized to circulate, the other the statement, the complete statement.
Okay, we don't have it yet.
Oh, okay. So the other payments in addition to the 1.8, we had 155,000 paid. Then we had also 964,529 paid.
Honorable members, any more further interrogation? Honorable Pavuma.
Thank you very much, Chair. This appendix 9 referred to on page 12 on the action taken. Chair, was not even properly acquitted. It's indicating it was a payment for the vacation of power to Kamata Day Secondary, Mwenji Rural Health Post, and yeah. Why was it not properly acquitted? Because the recipient here has not acknowledged anything. There's no signature for the recipient. This was just prepared by yourselves. You go on a computer, I don't know, you have put this template, you print it and you start filling it. Why is it not properly acquitted so that it can be accepted as evidence? Because as it is, it's just your document yourselves, you as a council. The other end has not acknowledged having received 1.8, 851, 269 and 36, a very big figure with such an irregularity on the document. Thank you, Chair.
As you tackle that one, we are in receipt of the bank statement. You said the 2.4 for land development has been spent in totality. Can you lead us through the bank statement to show that you have spent the land development grant that was given to you?
Allow me to invite my Director of Finance, Chair.
Yes, Director of Finance.
Chair, thank you so much. I want to draw your attention to page 7 of the statement that has just been circulated.
Isn't it one page statement?
Okay. Okay, it seems, I think they just, what was photocopied was just the payment on, the payment to Zangamina. It's supposed to be, there's a full statement that was given out.
We'll wait for the photocopying of the document. Do we have any other question? As we wait, yes, Honorable Member from Iteka.
As we wait, just want to know the status.
Just
of
hold
the-
on, Director of Finance, Secretariat. Can you get the correct document from the Director of Finance? We don't want you to go out again and go to Director of Finance and collect the correct document. Yes, Honorable Member from Iteta.
Chair, thank you so much. I just wanted to get to know as to how far we've gone with the palace, the construction for the palace. You said it's work in progress. At what stage are we at? Do we have the internal auditor here?
Yes, Honorable, we have.
Later, I would equally want to get to hear from the internal auditor. If the internal auditor had an eye to all what is going on. And would love to know what the internal auditor has in his or her book. But first, how far have the palace gone? When are we intending to finish?
Yes, yes.
Yes, Honorable Mtelo. I'll invite my Director Engineering.
Director Engineering.
Thank you very much, Chair. The status update for the construction of Chief Munyin Lamba's Palace is currently at the finishers level. They're currently plastering the structure. The contractor is currently on site. The total cost of the project is 3.8 million kwacha. It was awarded to Translee Enterprises Limited by central government.
Okay. Auditor, come and take a seat next to Honorable Singombe. We want you to say something at least as you go back. Did you take the consent by Honorable Mtelo?
Maybe the Honorable can repeat.
Honorable Mtelo?
With all what is going on, as goalkeeper number 1 for Ikeleng, what were you noting? If you have your book, what is in your book?
Thank you, Chair.
You can, you've seen the way my microphone is? Somewhere there.
As much as I'm aware of perpetual succession, I may not wish to mislead the committee. I'm only a Ikeleng Council for 4 months, Chair.
Any other questions? Honorable Pavuma?
Chairman, can I refer the committee to this one leaf bank statement which has just been circulated? Okay. I need guidance. Seems I'm lacking wisdom, or maybe my eyes can't see properly. I don't know which one.
My guidance is that we wait for the document that we've said should be submitted in its entirety. This one is not admissible. This one-page document
is not admissible.
Not for now. Let us wait for.
Well guided.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Chair.
Member for Kaumbwe.
I think we want to get facts very clear here. The Chief's Palace, the contract was awarded in 2023, right? And at that time, government already put a policy that all Chief's Palaces will be constructed under the CDF, and all our accounts were deducted. There are deductions of monies at source. And what you are telling us is that the land development fund of 2.4 million kwacha was released towards the cost of implementing this project, the Chief's Palace, of which the cost, the project value is 3.8 million, but government gave 2.4. We want you to confirm that this money for land development was dedicated just to fund the Chief's Palace. Remember, in the next few weeks, we'll be dealing with the CDF. So, are we not going to see 3.8 million being funded under CDF for the construction of the Chief's Palace? If it is that the government sent 2.4 for the palace, what about the balance? Because the project cost is 3.8 and you received only 2.4.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Chair. The 2.4 actually was for land development, then for CDF was 2 million. For Chief's Palace was 2 million. So on the balance, because the project is costing 3.8 like he stated, we are yet to find out from the ministry if there will be another funding to that project, but so far this is what has been released. That's what we've received towards that.
So we are withdrawing the earlier submission that no. You submitted that for the Chief Palace you received 2 million and then land development 2.4.
Yes,
okay.
yes, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mtela.
But you are finishing. Yes. You are finishing. You are doing the plastering and you are almost there. Where have you gotten the other money? Or is it 2 million that has gone all the way up to where we are? because then you'll be saving.
Yes, Director Engineering.
Thank you very much, Chair. Maybe let me shed more light on that. Of course, as the Town Council Engineering Department, were engaged by the Ministry to supervise the project, but the project manager is the principal engineer in Solwezi at our provincial office. So what has happened is that that 2 million that was sent with an instruction, I think that first payment you're seeing there was the advance payment to the contractor. But so far, about 2 IPCs have been paid to the contractor, not from that funding, but directly from central government. So that's why they're saying that. Of course, we will pay when instructed by the ministry. And then, if I'm not mistaken, from the principal engineer, the last engagement I had with him, he indicated that there's actually an upward variation because the initial scope of works did not cater for a borehole and the fencing and other things, so they've approved an upward variation. So the project cost actually is expected to go higher than 3.8 million. So more money actually will be spent on the project.
Honorable Mtelo.
Okay, the problem we have is we are listening to what we are being told. We have no evidence to that fact. That's the problem we have as a committee. It's a good, I'm trying to avoid to say it's a very good storytelling. I'm trying to run away from that. Because those facts are not here. there's a lot of overlapping statements. Anyway, our interest would be to see projects finishing, but money is being used prudently. When you try to hide, we'll be coming to stages like the one we are at now. Even you yourselves, you fail to give a clue. Of your own financial statement. Chair, thank you.
On this one, I will ask the Office of Auditor General. We're having two conflicting statements. Now that we're having funding direct to the contractor from central government, we have unspent funds towards the same projects lying with the council. Perhaps the Auditor General can take interest and verify these facts that are coming up. Auditor General.
Thank you, Chair. The council planned to receive 200,000 from other grants, but they received 4.774709, and this was for construction of Chief's Palace, and then there was also for land development fund, but I don't have the breakdown as to how much was for the palace and how much was for the land development fund. But there was this separate funding to the council.
Yes, what we are not getting as a committee, perhaps maybe the engineer will come in, is we have this funding. The IPC, when the contractor makes headways with his job, he's supposed to give the IPC to the council. But you're saying the project manager is who?
The project manager is the principal engineer at the provincial local government office. So he's the one who actually finally approves the IPC. We're on the ground. We're the ones who actually...
Just wait. When he approves the IPC, who is supposed to pay? Is it the ministry or yourselves?
For the two IPCs, the ministry paid.
No, my question is, when the principal engineer approves the IPCs, who is supposed to make the payment? Is it yourselves or the ministry?
Thank you, Chair. Like on a normal day with our projects as council, it's the council that pays, Chair.
You have the funds in the account. Were those IPCs more than what you have in the account?
Yes, Chair. The IPCs were higher than the available funding.
They were how much? The first one was how much?
I can't say the exact figure, but it was 1.something million. That's the first value of works. Also, the second one was it was similar. That's why the project is at that stage.
And the total project was
3.8 million. So what happens is that when the first IPC is being made, they also deduct money towards the advance payment that we made as a council. Same applies to the second IPC. They also do a deduction of the advance payment plus other certificates for them to be paid.
Yes, we're very much aware of that. We would have loved to know the actual IPCs, the cost. Doesn't your office have these IPCs, Director Engineering?
At the moment, Chair, I'll be speculating, but no, I do not have the IPCs. But
I asked a question. When the principal engineer, the IPCs, and they lodged to yourselves and the project manager.
What we do is that as our department, we call the progress report. Based on that progress report, that's what the principal engineer uses to approve the IPC that is submitted by the contractor to the province.
Very well answered. What are the figures from those 2 progress reports from your office that you caused the 2 IPCs to be paid?
The progress report does not state the exact amount, does not state the money to be paid, but it highlights the stage of the project with proof of meeting the minimum standard required specifications. So once the project manager is satisfied with our progress report and the stage at which we're indicating that the project is, then they will pay based on that value of works in the bill of quantity. So at some point, I've been to Solwezi, to the ministry, to actually go through the IPC and sign. I've been privy to the first and second IPC, just to confirm that the value of measured works is the same as what we indicated in the progress report. So if I had known, like the CS had indicated, we did not attach that information, could have provided that or gotten the information from the principal engineer.
Engineer Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. I think what clarification we need from the auditor is follow me clearly. First, on page 1, the table 1 is showing that council received grants in total of 4,774,709. What has been reported verbally here is 4.4 million. 2 million from central government and 2.4 from land development fund. So this other grant is not explained, making the difference of 374,709. Coming to the problem at hand, on page 12, the unspent funds for the financial year under review were 4,762,613. These are monies that are sitting in a council, and in the quest to explain how the 4.7 million was spent, they refer us to Appendix 9. Appendix 9, that is where we discovered that there is even a construction of Chief's Palace. Appendix number 9 is not the correct way of explaining how the 4.7 million is spent, because this is just a bank statement. It even has some credit and debit, monies in and out. It doesn't explain how the 4.7 million is spent, and we're in 2025. So, how is the 4.7 million kwacha spent so far? We have no explanation. The evidence that is provided does not help the situation. Then the contract at the Chief's Palace, the engineer is explaining that the progress is above 90 because they're just at finishes. The money is spent are less than 60%. The progress, the physical progress and the financial progress do not match. Then the same Chief's Palace project, the monies were sent as a grant to Ikelenge, and the monies are sitting in Ikelenge's account. When the contractor issues an IPC, the principal engineer definitely goes to site to validate the value of works with the director of engineering, and the director of engineering is the one who initiates the IPC to certify, and the last signature comes from principal engineer in the Solwezi, instructing DF of Ikelenge to pay because they have the money in their account. How can the engineer say he's not privy, he has got no IPCs for this particular project, when you are the custodian of the funds and you are a supervisor? You are the one who goes to certify whenever an IPC is presented. You go and certify together with the principal engineer. In fact, you just write a report to the principal engineer to say the certified value of works is to this amount for this particular month. Why in this particular contract the correspondence and the communication and the values, the amount of money is pertaining to this contract management is not clear?
I will come to you. Let him respond and then you add. Yes, town clerk. You can ask your engineer to respond. We have a doctor engineer here, so we want to have issues clarified. Honorable Doctor Engineer.
Thank you, Chair. I'll invite my engineer.
Sorry, Chair, I ask for permission to let the DF speak before I can respond. He is asking that he speaks.
On the management of the contract?
No.
We want you to respond on the management of the contract. Then we'll go to the DF regards the financials.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Pertaining to the management of this contract, Chair, all these instructions, there were letters written from the ministry to the council. There are letters written to the town clerk indicating that council director of engineering will play a supervisory role, but the project manager will be the principal engineer at the provincial level. And they clearly explain the role that will play, will be supervising and also causing progress reports to inform the principal engineer. And the doctor is correct. From time to time, the principal engineer visits Ikelenge to come and physically see the stage of the project. So now, when he asks for a progress report and we email it to him, the final part of making the payment from which account, unfortunately, I haven't really been privy to that. I think there's a communication, from what he told me, there's a communication from him and the principal engineer here in Lusaka. That's where they effect the payment from. For the first payment, which is the advance payment, there was a clear instruction, a letter written to the council, instructing the council to pay an advance payment to Transley Enterprises Limited, which our Director of Finance processed. But for the next payments, there was no instruction instructing the council to make payments for the IPCs. That's why the Director of Finance has not made any payment towards the contractor. But the contractor has been paid, I can confirm, twice, directly from the ministry.
Director of Finance.
Thank you, Chair. I think as the Director Engineering has indicated, this is a contract that was procured centrally. So December, as the Auditor General has indicated, we never budgeted to receive these funds, but we received the last week of December. So as we received the funds, I think later on there were clear instructions given that we should pay for the advance payment. So I'm not privy to the fact that we have this contract with us, but then we have these amounts that we are sent, and of course we are just waiting for instructions on how to pay, as we are instructed on the advance payment, which we paid. So the balance that is remaining, Chair, if instructions come forth, we are able to release that. However, the IPCs that have been produced, as Director Engineering has indicated, they have been submitted direct to the Ministry of Local Government for payment. Sure.
Honorable Pavima, you had a question?
Thank you very much, Chairman. Before I say anything, Chairman, I know in our standing orders, you don't praise the witness, but for the purpose of this one, evidence that has been provided before, page 9 of this bank statement, I want to wholeheartedly thank the DF from Ikereng for bringing out the truth, which shows that Ikereng Town Council, yet CS and his people here, they've been wasting our time, which shows that everything they've been saying here, all of them are false statements. All this document is carrying falsehoods, which also proves that all our speculations. Remember, I said that I'm meant to believe that maybe in the account there are no funds. This document has brought out that. Chair, you also said they've left another director, maybe would have said the truth. That's the reason why. Also, we have learned that that's why if you check all the witnesses coming, Chair, they are fond of sitting with some documents which they've not provided. That's the more reason. But today, the truth has come to light. This document, the bank statement, was generated yesterday, 27th January 2025 at 13:05 hours. And it is indicating, on your top right there, it is indicating that the balance in the account of Ikereng is only 89,000 kwacha 539.42. Dr. Mwanza, all your questions why they did not implement those projects when they indicated that they had money were falsehood was here. The bank statement has got all the truth. Chairman, why has your witness decided to mislead us? CS, why have you chosen to mislead this committee? Wasting our time, wasting taxpayers' money. You have traveled all the way, you are eating, you have all the logistics from taxpayers' money.
Yes, yes. Can you respond?
Yes, Chair. I'm yet trying to just to understand the statement that Honorable Vyuma is mentioning that.
You can give Director of Finance to respond.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chair, for that concern. Allow me to take you to page 15 of the same statement. Chair, as we have indicated, we receive funding from the Ministry of Local Government, and the account that they use is the poor account. So for projects, funds are moved to the project account, which is our development capital account. So when you go to page 15 of the statement, Chair, you realize that on 19th February 2024, there was a transfer of 1.1 million, which was the balance remaining after making all those other payments to the capital account, because we are waiting for instructions on how to progress or how to make these other payments. As we have indicated, Chair, we only pay upon receiving clear instructions. This payment or this contract, as we have indicated, we never budgeted to do this contract using our locally generated resources. We received that funding, which we appreciate, Chair, and then we had to safeguard those funds by transferring them to the projects account, which is the capital account. And Chair, that transaction on 19th February clearly indicates the transfer that was done. This is why the Honorable Member is able to see the difference or the balance on the other account. That's a poor account in which we receive grants from the ministry. I submit, Chair. Thank you. Thank you, Chair. On 19th February.
February. And when did you pay the... These are the same funds for the palace?
Yes, Chair.
When did you pay the 900? Would you show us the date?
Okay, so the 964 was paid on 5th February 2024, which is on page 11, Chair, of the statement that we have provided. On
Chair.
Is it 13?
Do you have the statement for the capital account?
No, Chair, we don't have it here, but we are able to cause to submit through Secretariat with your permission.
I think we'll need the actual balance from the capital account, because that is what will give us the actual, instead of this one where you're transferring from the pool account. Because our interest is to see how much of these funds in the capital account have been spent towards these projects. Are you able to provide that information now?
Chair, right now, unless I'm allowed to maybe step out and just get my laptop from the vehicle. However, just to make mention, as we have indicated, Chair, when we received these funds, we had to pay there and then. Now, after paying, we realized that instructions were not coming on how to go about the difference. This is why for this particular project, the Chief's Palace, because we realized that payments will be coming as per stage. So we had to move the funds to the capital account, which, Chair, we can cause the balance or the statement to be presented before this committee, of course, through Secretariat.
We agree with you. It's just not these funds. Remember, you also had some borrowed funds which you paid back to the capital account. We would love to see also, like Honorable Pavyuma has said, if these funds are still lying in the capital account. You've been keeping these monies without spending them. Are you also waiting for the ministry to give you instructions to spend on the projects that you had budgeted in 2023? Director of Finance. CS.
Yes, Chair. No, not at all. Like I indicated earlier, for the capital projects under the equalization fund 20%, that's different. No, we would go ahead. Like I said, we regret just having delayed, but we'll go ahead and implement.
Yes, Honorable Pavyuma.
Thank you, Chair. To augment your other statement, the evidence before, the bank statement before this committee as your evidence indicates a balance of 89,000. And I want to find out on same page 9, why is your account indicating that the payment on the evacuation of power to Kamata the secondary school, the account has been debited severally here. For example, on 26, it's showing they debited 1,851,279 twice. On 26, there is that debit. On 29th January again, 2024, the same debit of, they debited the account again, 1,800,000, same amount, same payment to for the evacuation of power to Kamata, the secondary school. Go again on 30th January 2024, they've debited again on the same contract, evacuation of power, the exact amount, 1,851,279.36. Why is it like that on this bank statement?
Director of Finance.
Yes. Chair, thank you so much for that concern. So, Chair, I just want to draw you to the balances. You realize that all these transactions that have been done here, the net effect is that there was no movement of funds. So, we are using internet banking for payments. And when you make a payment, of course, this was a huge amount in terms of payments. So, first attempt, the payment bounced. Second attempt, the payment bounced. So the bank statement will show all those transactions that were happening. until the final payment. So when you go to the net effect, you will realize that the balance only had to change when the payment went through. Chair, this gives trail of whatever was happening, and the net effect is that this supplier was not paid all these amounts that we are considering here, but the payment was made once. Thank you so much.
Yes, Honorable Pavio.
Thank you, Chair. When you go on top, on the first transaction, page 9, the balance indicating 4,343,474.90. After the last debit, second from last on this page, the balance has gone up. It has not reduced. It's indicating 5,279,190
Chair, with your permission, I think as I've indicated, this account is the account that we receive funding from. So, if you follow critically this statement, you realize that on 26th, the 1.8 was done. On the same 26th, this 1.8 that was done on top here is showing a negative balance here, meaning it bounced. It's being reversed. You go to 29th January, this payment is done. Then there is funding on 30th, which is local government equalization fund, in this same account. This is why I was saying this is not a project account. But then, when you go down there, you realize that this transaction again bounced. So these are technical issues to do with the internet banking that we use. But finally, the transaction was done. So, Chair, of course, as I've indicated, we also had to receive in on 30th. You can see that we received local government.
For the sake of the record, when was this payment done? Is it on the 26th of January?
Okay, it went through finally. It should have been on 30th of January. Sure.
Witness, thank you for your appearance before the committee. We'll still need that you provide us with documentation for the capital account, which you give to Secretariat. The Auditor General will help us to source the contract for the Chief's Palace so that we understand the terms which are there on the two counterpart funding from the monies that have been credited to you and why the ministry is also paying directly. I think the committee needs to understand, because you still have monies which will be captured in the year 2024 as unspent, and it will be an audit query over this project because this money is still lying there in your account when it was given for this particular project. I know the borrowing of funds because we repealed the Act on Equalization Fund, capping 20% that should have been going to projects is no longer there. We expect you, Ikeleng, to use your internally generated funds, the component where you're supposed to provide services. We expect that you continue to provide services and not to borrow money or to get the whole 100% of equalization fund just to pay salaries and use it for operations. Councils exist to offer services to better the lives of people. It is your duty to provide a playground for our children. It's your duty to construct markets. And when you construct markets, there are levies that are charged there, meaning that your internally generated funds actually go up because of that provision that you are providing to the people. The delayment of implementation of projects is a huge cost to the government. Not only the government, but you are also depriving the enjoyment of these services to your people. Imagine a project that was costing 120, 300, 200 kwacha. Are you going to do it at the same cost today? The answer is no. It means the government, the council has to spend more money on projects that should have costed less. As a result, you'll be depriving other projects that should have been implemented in 2025 because you'll be getting funding from elsewhere. So we expect that you improve on this aspect. We ask that you go back and travel safely as you continue to implement and adhere to the regulations that govern local authorities. We expect that these queries going to next year should reduce. I uplift the immunity that was conferred on you so that you can go on your own safely. We thank you once again for your appearance.
Thank you so much, Chair.
Submission from Inkelenge Town Council, in which they were making their submission to the Committee on Local Government Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the audit of accounts of local authorities for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. The committee is yet to receive another submission that's at about 14:30 from Ndola City Council. Keep watching Parliament Television.